did also want to ask how many students you guys do take care of.
Year to year, it fluctuates, but our goal is for that to be ever increasing. The last pre-COVID count was 229, and that has dropped a little bit as we weren't able to capture everybody in person. One of our main goals for Harlem Lacrosse is to serve kids over a long period of time. And one of the really great benefits that Harlem Lacrosse provides to students and families are these relationships. And that was really clear when schools first shut down. One of the things that the program directors did almost immediately was made sure that they served as a liaison between the school and these families to make sure they got this critical information. When is school opening? Is it opening? What does your child need to be able to actively participate in distance learning? Hooking them up with devices, making sure they knew where meal distribution was going to happen, since so many kids are, rely on meals, sometimes all 3 meals through their school. So it was really, really important to us to kind of shift our priorities from, again, not just trying to mimic what our in-person programming and those priorities would be, but to shift those priorities to one of connection and activity and academic support, knowing that we weren't going to be able to successfully coach a team of lacrosse through a screen. So instead, we focused on some stick work for sure, but a lot more like fitness and movement and just any activity to keep kids from being sedentary for the entire day while they were on the screen. There is something special about lacrosse and about the lacrosse community. The fact that it is being added at the college level, NCAA is adding lacrosse programs almost faster than they can fill them with players. And so between the fact that it's such a small, tight-knit community, the fact that lacrosse really is, as a sport, making diversification and equity a forefront issue, combined with the fact that kids in Harlem Lacrosse are working really hard and have all this extra support to make and realize some of these goals, despite the fact that many are in LA. Most of our high school students do not attend a school that has a lacrosse team, so they're doing all this work on their own outside of that infrastructure. It's unbelievable, and while lacrosse remains this sort of sport of opportunity, we're going to continue to use those relationships and get kids through that pipeline to college and to playing in college if that's what they want, and also leaning on the lacrosse community and our Harlem Lacrosse community for career tracks and internships. I think most people who know about Harlem Lacrosse understand that we are growing the game in what is typically considered non-traditional lacrosse communities, which is often just code for urban communities. And that is certainly true, and that is definitely an important part of what we're doing. But ultimately, Harlem Lacrosse really is trying to address the equity gaps that exist, the achievement gap, the opportunity gap that exists at so many urban public schools, which is a result of decades and decades of inequality. We just provide an opportunity, one small addition to those campuses, and then we just sort of relentlessly try to motivate and support students through middle and high school, those crazy years, and do whatever we can to help them reach what we internally call their personal pathways to success. So focusing on academics, athletics, and then social emotional growth as well.
Well, I thank you for all that you're doing. I know Laxratz does, and it's great to even just chat with you and get an inside look as to what you guys are doing, especially with this huge transition. I mean, even just doing our day-to-day life has been difficult. So to take care of your own family and of course take care of the inner city kids is amazing what you guys do.
That's why we all work here.